Welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville Buzz's Buzzworthy Business. I'm Steve Strum. This morning we have Kelly Carpenter from AXANEXA. I think I got that right.
You did.
That's not so much AXANEXA. It's like all kinds of syllables. Really more the Kelly.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the tough stuff.
All right, so we were talking a little bit offset about what is an AXANEXA.
Sure. So AXANEXA is a startup company that is a silver level partner to Monday.com, which is a lot of words, and Monday.com, folks may have seen commercials on like YouTube. It's a work platform, right? It's meant to facilitate your day-to-day business in whatever industry you're in. But the challenge with all tools is that you need resources to install them, resources to train on them, resources to build them, and resources to connect to your already implemented tools. Monday does that stuff, but you need resources to actually implement it. And we're a partner that actually does that for our companies.
So a Monday.com is kind of like a CRM-ish type of thing.
It can be. They have CRM, they have marketing, they have project, they have service, they have database, they have dev. So it really is whatever you need it to be. And
you provide what type of resources to a software platform like a Monday.com? Like, walk me through that, because a lot of folks that are watching this, they're like, I have no idea what you just said.
Sure.
But we're going to break that down in just a second. They're going to know exactly what we just talked about. And it's also going to talk about how old we are.
Well,
we have 29 forever. And so what type of resource? When you say a resource, I'm a resource for this other software platform. What does that mean?
So whenever you're implementing a new tool, right? You're putting in Outlook, or you're putting in SharePoint, or you're putting in Salesforce, you can't just like plug and play. Right? You need someone to help train your people, build it the way you need it to fit for your business, and make sure that it flows with your day-to-day process, as opposed to creating roadblocks that actually prevent you from doing your day-to-day process. AXANEXA, we go in and we do the discovery, we go through the deep dive, we understand what your business process is in order to go, okay, here's how Monday can fit. To automate that, to remove the need for paper, to remove the need for spreadsheets that don't connect to each other and you're suffering the copy-paste errors of every day.
Right.
This is that opportunity to go, we can go in, we can build it for you, we will train you on it to make sure your business process is consistent, and then we'll make sure we'll support you after, so that way you can continue to be successful and grow in the tool. Gotcha.
So all the business owners sitting there going, well, I don't need to replace my spreadsheet. And actually, when we were talking a little bit in a previous life before I'm in the financial universe, right? Yep. But in a previous life before I am where I was actually in charge of a local bank and credit union. And I've always been a big Six Sigma guy, right? And so I've always been about process efficiencies, but at the same time, you can't do it to the extent by which then you hurt operations, right? You can't be so efficient that nobody can get anything done. And so what I did was I took a piece of paper, right? So if you think about your bank, now this goes back 20 years ago, but if you think about your bank experience, right? I go and say, I'm going to give $100 into my bank, and then you get a receipt, they get a receipt. I took that piece of paper and I actually tracked it on like where it went. And so it's one of those things where you kind of have one of those aha moments, because that piece of paper went from the teller line to some accounting thing over here, to something over here, to some upstairs, downstairs, left and right. And by the time I tracked this thing, I probably walked a mile with that piece of paper, right? I should have put on a pedometer. And the aha moment we had was like, well, what if we just put the person next to the person with the piece of paper, so that they just have to go, here you go. And so I know it's a very simplified example of what you guys try to do, but when you think about efficiencies, right? And it's not about just trying like, oh my God, we're going to overhaul everything and now we're going to be 100,000% more efficient. It's making little tweaks. Like that little 2 millimeter shift. I mean, if you think about golf, and I'm terrible at it, but if you hit the ball, right, and you have the club face flat, the ball goes straight. What happens if you have a 2 millimeter shift one way or the other? The ball's either on the green or in the woods. And so for you guys, it sounds like you're not trying to reinvent this wheel, but if you could take a little pinch off of a potential error because somebody's manually copying and pasting, and then you can reduce that Word document from 500,000 pages for a staff meeting, you never eliminate it, but if you could reduce it. And then you have this process flow where everything is automated. It, if I understand what you're saying correctly, reduces errors, increases efficiency, which then for the people that are watching this going, I don't know if I can do that because it's going to kill my business, it actually leads to more business because it makes the things that probably bottleneck your business efficient and automated. Something like that,
well, it removes, well, not removes entirely, of course, but it significantly downsides is that tactical, right?
Right.
The using Monday, and we build on Make all the integrations with the external tools I mentioned, like Outlook and Slack and Salesforce, all that kind of stuff. When you eliminate the need for tactically moving Excel spreadsheets around and tactically attaching them to an email and tactically putting that Word doc together, when you can actually have a tool that does that for you, so then you can actually be more strategic, you can get more sales, you can build more projects, you can run more materials, you actually know where all your marketing materials are. That's the value of Monday, and that's what we do. We build Monday for our customers to remove as much of that tactical as possible, to be more efficient, to be more consistent, and to be more accurate.
And it's not scary.
It's not. It's so easy.
Yeah, it's like literally, because it's all the same things that people are used to doing.
Yeah.
But instead of saving the spreadsheet, we'll use that spreadsheet on my desktop that I then need to email to you that needs to go over here. And it comes that darn piece of paper thing we were just talking about.
Yeah.
I save it. I just save it in the spot over here. And it's the same to you. It might just be a new file on your desktop.
Yeah.
But that connects into the cloud by which everybody else can collaborate.
Yeah.
So, I know I'm oversimplifying your business model, but I do want to make sure that, because that can be something that is very difficult for people to just comprehend, is this like, how is this even possible?
Yeah.
And how is it secure?
Yeah.
So totally secure,
Totally
way
secure.
for everybody to collaborate, increase efficiencies, lower cost, and make your go-to-market a lot better, quicker for the folks that are trying to think, oh, is this for me?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I can talk about this kind of stuff for hours. But what we'll do is we will put all of your links on our website, so thedailynewsnetwork.com. Thanks for joining us and talking about
No
this
problem.
stuff.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us on the Jacksonville Buzz. If you like us, share us. Remember, live with gratitude.